thing that, that's the thing that makes me get all wussy, you know? The thing that gets me just like, I love my dog so much that I can barely stand it, is it's the relationship that I have with them, isn't it? You know, it's that social relationship that I think many of us have with our dogs that got you here, that got me here. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for that. I really wouldn't be. And so much of relationships are about communication, right? So even though Kathy's topic tomorrow, they're very, very different, but really, one of the reasons she's so brilliant, and I think she's one of the country's best trainers, is because she communicates so clearly to her dog. We're not just creatures who came on this earth with no sort of evolutionary behavioral baggage. We came here, as those of you know who've read The Other End of the Leash, we came here with all these behavioral predispositions, many of which have a profound effect on how we relate to our dogs. And one of them, the actual motivation for me writing The Other End of the Leash years ago was this awareness of how much of what we do is very primate-like, very bonobo chimpanzee-like. I actually was at a dog training class and I was watching people do these things. And I was driving home thinking like, what is, you know, why can it be so hard to sort of communicate to people about how they're communicating with their dog and how their dog perceives that? And I went home and I turned on a nature special. And it was a special of chimpanzees and bonobos, and everything that the people had been doing in class, I thought the chimps do. So one of the things that I'm going to be talking about today a lot is ethology, or the natural history of behavior. Dogs' natural history, our natural history, and how sometimes that combines for this great relationship between us. And somehow, it's like not so much, you know? Somehow we're on different channels. Pongratz did some really cool research in which basically he recorded barks from these 6 different situations. A stranger, a dog attacking a human, by the way, I have no idea. I'm presuming it was a trained Schützendog or something. I don't know, it's not in the methodology. A dog left alone, owner leaves the dog in a room and then leaves before a walk, quote, asking for a ball. I put that in quotes because that's another example of an attribution that we need to be careful about. That's not a good description. You want to avoid functional attributions versus descriptions. So before a walk, that's descriptive, right? And you could argue that internally a dog is excited and anticipating a walk. Well, you could also argue a dog is excited and anticipating a ball. But they could also be saying, put the ball down. I hate it when you pick up the ball, you know? Put the ball down, or whatever. So, but obviously the owner has a ball, has picked it up. The dog is, quote, asking for the ball and playing with humans. And what they found, their question was, can you play barks back to people who don't know much about dogs? And can they accurately put them in these categories? And it turns out people are really good at it. They're really, really good at it. People who are totally dog, I was going to say dumb, that's not very nice, naive. People who are naive and inexperienced around dogs have no trouble. Now, obviously, they weren't 100%, but they were still significantly able to do that. Compare that this afternoon when we talk about visual signals, because you'll see a very different result.